My name is Brent Daniels. I have closed over $20 million in income wholesaling real estate. Our business currently does about 2.5 million a year. And this show is to give you all the tools and lessons and tactics that we're currently using in our business so that you can shorten the learning curve and hit your goals faster. So I want to jump into this because I think that this is an awesome call. I want to break down this call for you guys and go through a little bit of the nuance, a little bit of the details on what makes Ryan, my acquisition manager, so great. Take a listen to this.
Hi, Natasha. This is Ryan with Joe Homebuyer. My partner Chad just let me know that you're looking to sell your property on 113th. Did I get you to a bad time?
Yeah. No, I got time to talk.
All right. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to get some information on the process.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's not like anything unlike putting it on the market and listing it. We still use a title company to cross the T's and dot the I's and make sure that everything gets done legally as far as the transfer of the home. The biggest differences are the speed at which we can close. So because
Little bit of education up front, right? A little bit of, hey, listen, this is very similar to if you were to hire a real estate agent, put it on the market, it all goes to the title company. Everything is the same there, but here's how we are different. Boom.
Because we're paying cash, we don't have to wait for financing. Is that something that you're looking for specifically?
And what about how do we go about the value of the house to sell
Well,
it
what we
for?
do is after I have a conversation with you and get an idea.
She came back with a question. He asked her a question. She comes back with a question. So she's really fact finding here. She's really seeing if we're a legitimate company, if it's a legitimate process, if it's a legitimate offer. I love it. Look at him. Look at him handle it like a pro.
Of what's going on with the property. We look at other properties that have sold in the area, and then we see what those properties are sold for compared to what your house looks like and what may need to get done. And then we base our offers off of the market in that neighborhood.
Okay, so
Do you have an idea?
See how he always answers a question and then follows it up with a question. Guys, this is next level, right? If you're asking the most questions, whoever's asking the most questions is in control of the conversation. That doesn't mean that you're just a robot. That doesn't mean that you're not giving them the information that they're looking for. You're just following up the information with another question.
Like the property value now is like, I believe like 430 something.
Okay, based off of like online, like Zillow, Redfin.
Yeah, and like assessments I get from Phoenix.
So remember, guys, every time we're having a conversation with the property owner, condition, timeline, motivation, price. Condition, timeline, motivation, price. That's what he's trying to understand here, because we don't want to make an offer too early. If you make an offer too early, you're going to see what happens. Because listen to this. This was this homeowner Googled whatever, sell my house fast, found our website, filled in a form. Chad called and set up a call for Ryan. That happened on November 30th. Okay. November 30th. And then December 2nd, she got another offer. December 5th, she decided not to sell. January 2nd, we followed up. January 13th, we followed up. She said she's not selling. February 5th, we left a voicemail and text. February 14th, text and call. March 3rd, voicemail and text. March 18th, voicemail and text. March 31st, text and voicemail. This is ghosting. She did not respond to anything. April 16th, we called. She hung up instantly. Hello? Yep. Click. May 5th, she called back and wanted an offer. We closed on this May 29th, and we made $37,000 on this deal. A little bit of details there for you. Okay.
When they send the assessments to my house this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what those numbers mean, so if you those assessments and if you Google your your address, they'll give you a number, and that number basically says that if your house was completely fixed up, 2024 style, nothing needs to get done or updated, you could list it at that price. So
Okay.
that would mean like top market value if nothing else, nothing needed to get done to your house. Is that kind of the
Mhm.
state of your property? Is it completely updated?
No, it's not completely updated. So do
Oh,
you
okay.
guys send in an appraiser or like
Yeah.
what's the step
So,
to?
See how she's being guarded? See how she's not really going into it too much, right? She's kind of like giving quick little answers and then asking a question right away.
To get the
a
like
lot of
what you would pay for it.
Yeah, so a lot of times we're able to get a good idea just based off the information we get from you because we purchase specifically in this area, a bunch. So we know
Mhm.
what kind of rehab costs might be needed. And then it's
Mhm.
just a matter of, how old the roof is, how old the AC is, if it needs, all updates on the inside, flooring, kitchen counters, bathrooms, stuff like that. We
Mhm.
can get a fairly good idea of what the rehab costs would be. Do you have a specific number in mind that you'd like in order to move forward?
Um,
Now remember, she just said that the house is worth 430,000.
I don't have a specific number right now. I know I could tell you like I haven't done any updates. There's no major repairs that need to be done. Um, uh, so and when you say like the furnace and all that stuff, I don't none of that has been like changed out. So it's like the original
Okay, you mean for the
appliances
the
and
air conditioning, the HVAC is original?
right, right.
Okay.
Well, I think I got it replaced like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. The HVAC system
So you had your AC system replaced 3 or 4 years ago?
up the part up in the attic.
Now, just to take a look, this property, guys, is not destroyed. I mean, look at this property here. Okay, it's in pretty decent shape compared to what we usually get. Now, it's not totally upgraded. There's some wear and tear on it, but it's not destroyed, right? And so the question is, why are they selling? Why does she want to get a cash offer? And we're going to get into that.
Side unit.
Okay. So basically just as kind of the motherboard that
Mhm.
connects to the HVAC system.
Ryan
Okay.
has no idea about air conditionings,
Right.
by the way.
Yeah.
What kind of timeline are you looking for? Are you wanting to close, quickly, or are you just kind of putting out feelers and wanting to close later on?
Well, like I said, it depends on what the offer is that's coming my way. I'm flexible.
Okay. So when you say it depends on the offer that's coming your way, do you have an idea of what a good offer and a bad offer would be to kind of help you sell quickly or sell later on?
See how he's asking the same question, just different ways? He's trying to understand, okay, what are the price expectations? She just threw out 430,000. And then he's asking her, did you have a price in mind? And then she kind of, stiff armed him and pushed it out and asked him another question.
So I would say a bad offer is anything.
Ask it different ways, guys. Write these down. Don't just be a voyeur on these calls, or if you're listening to this on the podcast, write down these questions that Ryan is asking here. Can you tell me what a good offer is and a bad offer? Right? How much do you want for it? What's your price expectations? All these things. He's still trying to pull this out. He's trying to pull this out, but obviously she had a longer timeline. Now, typically when we get a lead in from Google, they're ready to go right now. They're looking for a solution right now. That's why they went and searched us out. They're seeking an offer right now. Now, this is a little bit different, right? This one has a longer timeline. She's trying to see if, maybe I should list the property, or maybe I should just sell it as is, or she's going through this process in her mind. So Ryan's just trying to understand, what is the goal? What is the goal here?
Uh, Probably lower than 250.
Okay. And so if you were to get, 250 or anything north of that, you would be okay with selling quickly?
I think so. I would say I would want if I could get like somewhere around 3.
Sure, sure. Yeah, and the reason I asked is, I'm very much the customer-facing side of this, so I think
I looked online. It said my house is worth 430. A bad offer would be 250. 250. She's looking around 300. Ask the questions. Don't hallucinate. Don't assume you know what they want. When they throw out prices, dig deeper, peel the onion back, get to the center of this, find what the motivation is, find what the problem is. What is the pain here? Understand that. We can't solve we can't solve a problem if we don't know if there's a problem. So dig deep. This is not about being a master closer. This is being somebody that is master of discovery. We talked about it on last episode. Make sure that you're doing the deep discovery. Don't be surface level. Don't be like thrown back when they throw out high prices. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about the prices. Okay? Dig deeper. See what their true goal is. Is it to sell it as is fast? Remember, speed, convenience, price. Speed, convenience, price. They only get to pick 2. So if they want the speed and convenience, they have to work with our price.
figure out what the seller needs and wants, and then I have my finance manager that I essentially combat to try to get
Okay.
as close to the number that you guys are kind of looking for.
Okay.
So my question is, as far as the timing goes, because we're in December now, we want to buy at least
Yeah.
2 properties in that zip code, that 85037. And
Mhm.
so if we were to, fall within that suitable kind of range for you for the price, how
If I
quickly
get
would
if I
you?
could get if I could get 300,000, I would sell like immediately.
Okay.
Boom. Are you kidding me? Are you guys having conversations like this? This is something, and I want to just take kind of like a sideline for a second here, if you'll indulge me. And I was thinking about this. Like if you grew up poor, if you grew up, the family didn't have a lot, isn't that wild? Isn't it wild that nobody in your bloodline like bumped the family up? Nobody went and just pushed and pushed and pushed and built up that financial, intelligence to be able to put the family on like a higher economic footing. Isn't that wild? And so then, or maybe it did and it just slid back because the lessons weren't learned, right? But you have the opportunity to do that. In real estate, that's what's beautiful about this business. In real estate, you can be the person in your family tree that sets a higher financial base for your ancestors. And the only thing that you have to do, the only skill that you have to build is talking to people, is TTP. Is talking to people, having conversations and making offers. That's literally it. That is the only thing, that is the gateway to elevating the financial status of the people that come after you, the people that surround you, is just every single day having the courage, being brave enough to push every single day to have new conversations and make offers on people, on property owners that have a problem. It's right there. It's right in front of you. It's just the fear of rejection. It's the repetitious boredom. It's the uncertainty. It's I've never done this before. Great. So go build that skill. Go talk to people every single day. You're either talking to them, you're either reaching out to them, or they're reaching out to you. You either have a marketing budget to have people reach out to you, or you've got the time and you've got the talents and you've got you're putting forth the effort and taking massive imperfect action every single day, because I am telling you, you are one conversation away from a $37,000 payday, from a $12,000 payday, from a $100,000 payday. Remove all of the nonsense. Remove all the labels that you put on yourself that is holding you back from going out and providing incredible value to your community, to the marketplace. And your income will be equal to that. Active income is equal to the amount of value you provide. That's it. That is absolutely it. Everybody else, if you grew up with very little and you didn't come up with all of these financial means, everybody else in the bloodline did not make that decision. You are. You're doing it. You're on here. You're listening to this. You're watching this. Find somebody today that will do business with you. End of rant. Here we go.
Okay. And then what's kind of prompting you to get going? Do you have a place that you're going to? You moving out of state?
I'm just relocating.
Yeah. Okay. So if if somebody were able to give you 300, how quickly would you want to close? And again, I'm just asking because whenever we go on
It would
appointments,
be as soon as possible, like I said.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Can you tell me a
when
little bit of?
I'm sorry, I wanted to ask, when you talk about closing, do I have to pay like closing costs, or do you guys cover that? How does all that work?
So typically we'll take care of any of the costs associated with the sale of the home. So when title does all their things, we'll pay them for their work. What we won't take care of is anything currently attached to the house. So if you have a mortgage, if you have HOA fees, things like that.
Right, that all have to come out of my pocket.
That would all just kind of come out of the proceeds. Do you currently have a mortgage?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what's the amount?
And then for some reason this thing falls off. I think Ryan calls her back. But condition, it's not upgraded, but it's in good shape, and we know that. We've seen the pictures here, right? It's not in terrible shape by any means. Timeline ready to go now. She obviously wasn't. It took us 6 months to close this deal. Motivation, she's relocating. Right? Price between $250 and $300. So what happened is right here, Ryan gave her an offer for $275. She got another offer for $300,000 from a different company. Then she decided not to sell. So maybe the relocation wasn't happening. We didn't get the full story. And then she ghosted us from December 5th to May 5th. December 5th to May 5th. Now, that didn't stop Chad. That didn't stop our junior acquisition managers. So in our business, leads come in, junior acquisition manager takes the leads. Our acquisition managers go on appointments. So I want somebody in the office all day. I want somebody on the streets all day. So I've got a junior acquisition manager, 2 acquisition managers, and a dispo manager. That's it. And then I've got a lead manager, Jackie, who's essentially my COO. But you don't have to have these huge teams if you're getting good quality leads in, right? And you're having good conversations, and the people that you bring on your team are like top tier A+ talent. Okay. But guys, follow up on January 2nd, follow up on January 13th, follow up on February 5th, follow up on February 14th, follow up on March 3rd, follow up on March 18th, follow up on March 31st, follow up, hung up on April 16th, calls back May 5th. Hey, I'm ready to take an offer. Took an offer for $283 and we sold it for $320. $37K deal. $37K deal. But look at all that follow-up. That was 12 touches. Now, typically that doesn't happen, honestly, with our Google leads, but sometimes it does. Let me do this real quick because I have a question from Chad. And I want to show you. We're going to be comping today, guys.
Hey,
Hey, you are live on the Brent Daniels show here on the Brent Daniels YouTube channel. How are you, Chad?
Let's go. Ring that bell.
Ring that bell. I got to find the bell somewhere.
Ring that bell for 51K closing yesterday. How about that?
51K closed yesterday.
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell. I love that. 2 deals.
2 deals.
I had a question for you. That lead that came in on Carless Lane in Tucson.
Okay, hold on. Spell it for me.
Carless.
So literally Carlos. All right.
Yep.
Michael.
Yep.
Sorry. All right. What you got?
Did we get a hold of him?
That was a wholesaler. Yes, sir.
Oh, he was trying to sell it to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's already got it locked up.
Yep. 1 acre locked up for 95K. Ryan got it yesterday.
And can we do anything with it, or is that too tight?
He has it locked up for 95, looking to sell it for 120.
Got it.
Definitely too tight.
Yeah.
Definitely too tight.
Got it. Okay. So he just went to our website to try to get an offer.
Yeah. Yep.
Got it. It's a solid deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely.
He'll make something on it.
I think so too.
Okay.
I think so too.
Did Joshua get that Mesa one?
I think he's still working on it, I believe. I don't think she's made any sort of decision. But I think it's still in play. And then we sent over the agreement for Ryan's on what was it? Chambers Street yesterday evening.
Okay.
Essentially. So, and that one is looking very good.
Very good.
Yeah, very, very good price wise.
What do we offer?
165.5 is what was sent out.
Yep.
And one of our big time buyers in Phoenix, White Fig,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
just sold the same unit for 320 and bought it for 210.
Nice.
So there's a good spread there. Yeah.
What's the holdup? Why don't we get this thing locked up?
She just needed her essentially, I guess, her real estate attorney or probate attorney to review the verbiage. But she texted and emailed yesterday saying that everything looked good. So I will have to follow up with Ryan.
Yeah. Follow up and text me.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, brother. Let's keep it
All right,
rolling.
man. Sounds good.
I'm on a 100K week.
If we can get this thing from Ryan, we will be very, very close.
Did you sell the other one? What you
no.
sold something yesterday or no?
I sold 2 on Monday that equaled out to I think 32K. One in Maricopa for 10, and then one in.
Come on, man, 10?
Well, Maricopa, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a 10K at best. I think we got it for 205, and the ARB was 320. So
Okay.
I sold 215. This is the best I could do. And then we sold Chandler to White Fig, actually.
Yep.
He only offered full price, but it was because he bought one like 5 doors down at the beginning of March. So he bought it and we sold that one for 22. So we're at 32 for the week and got 2 other deals that still need to sell. So
All PPC deals?
every one, yeah.
Yep.
Every one.
You're the man.
So, you're the man.
All right,
Enjoy
see you,
your
buddy.
show. Later.
Bye. Boom. Rocking and rolling. Okay. So let's get into talking about some comping. I've got a quick question here by Dominic. Dominic says, what do you do when someone is upside down in their mortgage and wants to get out clean? Is that even doable? No. I mean, here's the thing, Dominic, to get the best deals, we need 2 things. We need motivation and we need equity. Okay. They don't have equity in this upside down deal. And so because of that, the best process there is they could do a short sale. Takes a long time. And typically what the banks want to see is that property put on the market and really try to get the highest offer possible. So if you just submit it as like an investor, they typically won't do it for you. So, yeah, I mean, they're going to either have to do a short sale or just wait to do something. Yep. Brandon says, what's the name of the sales system that you recommend recently? No Limit Sales System. That's right, Brandon. Todd Toback, No Limit Sales System. That comes included in our mentorship program, the Wholesaling Inc. If you're interested in that, wholesalinginc.com. But if you're part of it, it is in the training there. So you get access to that right away. Yeah, Brandon, come on, man, 10K. No, I mean, listen, at some point you have to set a minimum standard for how much you make per deal. And ours is 30,000. And so when it's 2 deals and we make 32, it's fine. But I always want to challenge. Now, are we going to not lock up a deal because it's 10,000? No, of course we'll lock it up. But I want to constantly be making sure that we're aggressive with our pricing, especially in this market. Okay. Awesome. So let's look at this, guys. This is just a simple guide, and this is something that will really help you out when you're making quick offers. What I mean by quick offers is when you're pulling up a property, you're talking to a lead, and you're going through the process where you're finding the condition, timeline, motivation, price. If the property's in rough shape, use the 50, 35, 10% rule. Okay. You look on Zillow and you see that, well, we'll pull up this one that I was just talking about. Give me a second here. And I will share this tab. So this is that lead. This is that, hold on. Let me remove this real quick. This is that lead that the other guy had. Let me see if I can minimize myself a little bit more and go into this lead. Now this lead is right there at 198,700. I think that is probably closer to the 236, but it is a rough looking house. I mean, if we can get the aerial of this, I mean, you could just see it's just got a bunch. I mean, it's a good size lot, but it's like a double wide type of thing. And let's see when it was built. If you guys are going after manufactured homes, remember the 1976. This is good. It was built in 1985, which is cool because it can get FHA financing. You always want to make sure that you can get FHA financing if you're working with manufactured homes, because that's going to be the huge pool of buyers. And if it was built before 1976, you cannot typically get financing or good financing on it. But this one was 198. He went. So for me, I would want to be closer to 70 on this thing. He locked it up for 95, which is fine. Probably can make something on it. But again, our minimum standard is 30K. If we're at 70, we're probably selling that for 100, maybe a little bit more. This guy wants 120. He locked it up for 95. We'll see if he sells it. You never know, but I want more. I want to be more aggressive with our offers. Okay. So let's go back here. If it is 250,000, if the Zestimate is 250,000 or more, you typically want to be at 50%. Okay. 50%. And this is just taking a shot across the bow. This is kind of a low anchor. It's not kind of, it's a low anchor. All right. If it's between 250 and 100,000, you want to be at 35%. So that fits with this property here. 35% of 200,000 on the Zestimate, or 198 or whatever it was. What was it? 196, 198,700 is 70,000. That's where I would start. Now, can we move up from there? Sure. And we'll go into the nuances here. I'm going to show you the 7 levels of comping, and it'll really help you to sharpen your numbers. But if it's 100,000 or less, 10%. So as you're having the conversation with the property owner and you're discovering this property needs significant rehab, then this is the numbers that you want to kind of shoot out. And sometimes they're not going to give you the number. They're not going to give you their price. So what do? Okay. Well, I don't really know. I'm talking to you. You give me your offer and we'll go from there. Okay, no problem. Just let me know what's a good offer, what's a bad offer. I'm not telling you. You tell me. Okay, great. Well, I'm looking at your neighbors. Okay, I've got it pulled up on my computer. Remember, you're on the phone. You're not on Zoom or anything like that. You've got them on the phone. I've got my computer pulled up. Okay, and it looks like, and let's just say this estimate is 300,000. It looks like, based on the size of your home, the age of your home, and the condition that you told me it needs a lot of work, your neighbors are selling for around 150,000. Is that kind of what you were thinking? And then just be quiet. So now you're pulling it out. Now, obviously, I want you to pull out something from them sooner. But if they're saying basically Zillow price or their tax assessor price or whatever, some crazy realtor told them or whatever else, this is the shot across the bow. This is to try to pull out their bottom line, or to see if their expectations are just bananas, right? This helps you to dig in deeper. Is this somebody that I want to do deeper research? Is this something that I want to go through the 7 steps of comping, which we'll go into in just a second? If they're nowhere near and there's no timeline, there's no pain, you're just spinning your wheels. Okay? Remember, a lead is somebody that has already made the decision that they're going to sell their property. So use the 50, 35, 10 to set an anchor. Now, typically in major markets, in like the markets where the median sale price is 400 and above, it's typically about 80% minus repairs. 80% minus repairs. Now, if it's under that 400,000, you're going to be closer to 70% minus repairs. So make sure in any area that you're looking at, you just Google or ChatGPT the median sale price. That's going to really, really help you out. Okay? Because there's a big difference there, 80, 70%. And you can talk to your buyers. Talk to your buyers and just say, hey, listen, what percentage are you looking for? How do you typically evaluate the deals? Are you at 80% minus repairs? Start high, right? Don't go 70%. 80% minus repairs. Typically, if it's under 400, they're going to be 70% minus repairs. And then your next question is, well, what are the repairs? And here we go. Fix and flip repair calculator, 2026 edition. Take a screenshot of this. Okay. There's 3 main buckets based on the condition of the property. There's an easy rehab budget, which is basically just clean it up, get all the junk out, clean up the landscaping, carpet, paint. Okay. Under 1,500, it's 20,000. 1,500 square feet. 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, 30,000, 2,000 to 2,500, 40,000, 2,500 plus 50,000. Okay. The next step down is it needs work. This is when you're doing more cosmetic. You're going to put some flooring in. You're going to put some countertops in. You might be painting the cabinets, cleaning those things up, probably putting in some appliances. Under 1,500 is about 35,000. 15 to 2,000, 45,000, 2,000 to 2,500, 65,000, 2,500 plus 85,000. Now, wow, this is bad. You're starting the game at 50,000. You walk in there and they've smoked 1 million cigarettes in the living room. They have a dozen pets that have lived in that house over the years. It stinks. It's beat up. Maybe you're replacing some old windows. If there's not anything major, this is more cosmetic, but there's just more deep. You're going deeper here. You're probably ripping out the cabinets. Under 1,500 square feet, 50,000, 1,500 to 20,000, 70,000, 2,000 to 2,500, 85,000, 2,500 square feet and bigger, 110,000. Now, a little caveat here. What a cool word, caveat. If you run into some major repair items, we're talking the mechanical. Now, this right here, fix and flip calculator, this is cosmetic. This is cosmetic. When we're talking mechanical, we're talking roof. We're talking heating and cooling. We're talking maybe some foundation issues. We're talking the properties, it needs new plumbing, new electrical, all those things. Add between 10 and 15,000 to these numbers. Okay, 10 to 15,000. 10 if you're under that 400,000 once it's fixed up ARV after repaired value, 10,000. Maybe go up to 300,000 on ARV. 10,000 for those things. 15,000 if you're above. Okay? If you're in California, Seattle, like major, like by the water, California. If you're in Scottsdale, if you're in Miami, if you're in Seattle, if you're in Chicago, if you're in some of these more expensive markets, add about 15% to these numbers. It'll be a little bit more. Labor's a little bit more. Okay? If the cost of living is pretty high in the city that you're working in or selling in, add 15% to these. Does this make sense? If you have questions on this, do not leave this training without getting your questions answered. I got some questions here right now. Ralph says, when you're spending money on marketing or have overhead, you have to set a minimum. Many people don't understand that. I know I didn't for a long time. Yeah, you got to set a minimum standard. I'm telling you guys, you have to set a goal of closing a massive deal, a 50K in your pocket, 50K profit in your pocket every quarter. That's what keeps you in this game. That's what keeps you in this business. If you're not closing a massive deal every 90 days, it's going to be tough to scale. It's going to be tough to grow. Okay? Just focus. We find what we're looking for. When our reticular activator, our satellite, our beams out to the world are looking for big deals, we find big deals. I'm telling you. And this is going direct to seller. This is not, you're just not going to hit those size deals on a consistent basis if you're going direct to agent or make an MLS offer. Same thing. Remember, when you're starting out in this business, you have three paths. It's like you're starting at the base of a mountain, and there's three ways up that mountain, and they're totally different paths. One is direct to seller, one is direct to agent, and one is selling other people's deals, a dispo model, a disposition model, where you just have the cash buyers and you're just taking everybody else's deal and you're selling it to your cash buyers. All of them, you can build a $1 million business, multi-million-dollar business. It's just a different way. If you go direct to seller, expect that the amount that you're going to spend on marketing is going to be the biggest cost. If you're going direct to agent and you're going dispo model and you want to get to multiple seven figures a year, you are labor intensive. You are personnel intensive. You are staff intensive. And so it's a big difference. I can make 200, I can do over 100 deals, 2.5 to 3 million with 4 people, 5 really, because I'm totally out of it. If I wasn't totally out of it, 100% I could do it with 4 people. But Jackie replaces me in the business as the COO, really the CEO. So I'm not in the day-to-day. She's making sure that everybody is accountable and that we're really tracking our KPIs and that our marketing's doing what it's supposed to be doing. But you can run, I can run this thing if we're averaging, and right now we're averaging 32,000 a deal. When you're doing that, you could push this thing to $4 million with a 30 to 40% profitability with just 4 people. If you're going direct to agent or you're going dispo model, to get to that level, you're talking probably 10 to 15 people easily. easily with both of those models to get to those numbers. So you have to decide, am I really great at recruiting and training and the turnover in the business, and I want to go direct to agent and I want to do a dispo model, or do I just want to be really good, build really good marketing channels, get 4 killers on my team and keep them forever? It's really important. This is a factor that that I think is really confusing when we get started. So make sure that you pick a plan and stick with it. You can't do both. You can't do all of them. If you try to do all of them, you're toast. They're totally different models. So one of the first steps in your business is to pick your model. Pick your model. I don't care what it is. I coach people on all 3 of them. On all 3 of them, we coach people on all of them. Some people crush it direct to agent. Most of the people that I coach go direct to seller because they want those big deals, baby. Those big deals. Because the direct to agent and the dispo model, you're closer to an average of 10 to 15,000 a deal. Direct to seller are rhinos in the rhino tribe are closer to 20 to 30 a deal. Okay. So pick a model. Great question. Brandon has a question. Why so many people? Because to get the volume that you need violence. You need it. What I mean by violence is you need a lot of conversations on a daily basis. You need people running that and going through all the leads on a daily basis, building those relationships, making sure that new leads are coming in. And so you can build it up yourself. You can get some really good tools. You can do a lot of texting in that space to agents, although agents now are super shady. Some of them in some markets, they're doing the lawsuits and whatnot. It's insane just because they're jealous and they're assholes, to be honest. You're going to run across some of that, but you can build a nice machine texting agents and reaching out to them, but it's always best to have conversations before you just start texting them. It really is. I get texts all the time because I'm licensed here in Phoenix. So I get texted all the time that they're looking for deals. Make sure you have a conversation first and build it that way. Most people won't. You're just going to go, you're going to get some system, some go high level. You're going to text your face off to the agents and you're going to try to get some referrals in. That's fine. But you need a lot of personnel to go through. You need a lot more conversations to start getting that consistency if you want to get to the peak of the mountain, so to speak. And so that's why you need a lot more people. I mean, if you look at Keegley, who's the best example of this, getting leads from, even look at New Western. New Western's another great example. You need a lot of people out there hustling to get referrals, to keep that, to build that machine big. And so that's why you need more people. You just need more violence. Rafa says, when I call and they say no, I ask if it's okay for me to follow up in 90 days. The follow-up timeline you gave earlier is completely different. That's a lot of calling for a good property. Yeah, sure. She wanted to sell. Listen, there's a big difference, Rafa, when people fill out a form on a website looking for an offer versus somebody that you're reaching out to cold. And so, and even some of the interruption-based marketing. So there's 3 layers of marketing, right? At the bottom is hustle, where it's all outbound. Cold doors, cold emails, cold calls, cold texts. You're reaching out, you're trying to catch people with your own efforts. The next step up is the interruption-based marketing. Facebook ads, YouTube, TV, radio, direct mail. Those things are interruption, bandit signs. People are living their life. You're interrupting them. They're like, oh, there they are. And so they reach out. It's a longer timeline. Each step up is a longer timeline from the initial conversation to close. It's also, you need more leads per deal. And then it goes up to people searching for you, which is intent-based marketing. That's what you get from Google PPC or SEO. That's people that are literally looking for an offer. Jacob says, question, When you say the neighbors are around 150,000 for price anchoring, have you had the seller ask which specific houses are you seeing? Sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes they ask. For the most part, they don't. I mean, I 1 out of 100 they ask that question, Jacob, which I understand. And so as long as you got properties pulled up, you'll find a property in that area that was sold for that. And so you could get that right on PropStream. You PropStream batch. We use Monsoon, which is our tax assessor site that has all the sales in a map, which is really useful, but that's through our MLS. So we'll find something within a mile radius for sure. No doubt about it. I have Jesus Mahia. I have a $55K wholesale deal in escrow at the moment, working on getting this thing closed ASAP. Where's my bell? Where the heck? What did I do? Here we go. Jesus, my man. 55K deal. Have you ever closed a deal that big? Is that your biggest deal so far, Jesus? Have you ever had that wired into your account? Have you ever picked up a cashier's check that had your business name on it for $55,000? It's like 85% of Americans have never received a 5-figure check outside of a property sale. Think about that. Think about that, Jesus. We celebrate you. Heck yeah. How'd you find that deal? How'd you find that deal? How long did it take to close? Let's go. JDR says, is it still about 20 hours of calls, 200 contacts, and 199 no's per deal in wholesaling? Well, here comes the attorney answer. It depends. The Rhino Tribe members are getting like 1 out of 20 for big, massive deals. But we do something called tax sniping, which is a very high level, really focused, going after the tax delinquents. And it's a very strong strategy that happens. So every day I'll just do it. I'll plug the coaching because it's phenomenal. But in the Rhino Tribe, we have something called the virtual office. And that is a Zoom that's set up all day long. And the people that show up in the virtual office, they're there to cheerlead each other. They're there to push each other. Monday was an event, and it happens once a month, called Empty the Clip, where the goal is to talk to 100 new property owners themselves. And guys, this isn't me. This is the community that built all this. Stephanie Hunt started it. Incredible Rhino. She's been in the Rhino Tribe for, 4 years. Started out super timid, couldn't get on the phone, trying to make calls from the basement. Now she's just an absolute superstar. So anybody can do this. All the introverts, whatever label you put on yourself is bananas. It's silly. Why would you ever, one, let anybody put a label on you, and two, label yourself? I mean, there's so much scar tissue there that you got to work through. But if your goal is to set the financial standard, like bump up your family tree into another financial status, and really build financial literacy from actually doing it, not just reading books and talking about it and memorizing definitions of what an asset is and a liability and all this other stuff, but actually building real wealth, you can get through all that scar tissue. You can get through all of it. It's just whether or not you want to. I've seen it hundreds of times. I've coached over 8,000 people. It doesn't matter where you start in this thing. It just matters on taking massive imperfect action and making sure you focus on progress, not perfection. So with that, I would say the numbers are probably still the same, JDR, although it's not so much the amount of hours calling like on a dialer. It's more doing research for properties that are owned by deceased owners, but they're still in the deceased owner's name. I'll give you a little tip there. You go in there, find the heirs, have good conversations, master the probate and inherited process, or have a really good attorney that'll get paid through the deal. Not like you have to give them thousands of dollars up front, or the owner has to give them thousands of dollars up front. We're talking to one now. Woo, baby. Oh, we called this gal up, and she was the heir. She's the daughter. The owner, this woman had 3 children. She passed away 2 years ago. We're talking to the oldest daughter. The middle son passed away. The youngest son is a total knucklehead. Total knucklehead in the sense that he got mad at his mom, tried to blow up the house with a homemade bomb, and blew half his hand off. It's literally like a news clip that we looked because we were doing research. Total knucklehead. Don't know if he's alive or if he's dead. Don't know where he's at. And so we're pushing through the probate, and we got a great deal on this. Great deal on this. I think we have it locked up for $200,000. It's probably worth $550 fixed up. We could sell it $320 all day long. So it's going through the probate process. Oh, here it is, Jose. This will be the largest deal, $55K. I've done another $40K. Game changer. Listen to this. I send out direct mail with Deal Machine. All of these are driving for dollar leads. This deal, I locked it up over the phone and just assigned it to the end buyer yesterday. Andre, can you put on our Deal Machine banner, please? Oh, she's jibber jabbering. Guys, look at this. I mean, listen, you get a discount with our coupon code. I think it's TTP. I'll do it myself, Andra. Jeez Louise. She's out there jibber jabbering with my team out there. Yeah, you set up Deal Machine, you go driving for dollars, or they already have it in there, and you send it. They can send out automatic direct mail. So you don't even have to think about it. You just set it up to go. Typically you want it like every 6 weeks is the cadence that I think is the most effective, maybe once a month. And it just runs on its own. I think it's like maybe $1 a mailer. So you get like 400 of the ugliest houses possible. I am telling you this, and this is something that I've said since 2018. If you go find the 1,000 of the ugliest properties in your area, and you obsess with them, you do everything. You put it into like a Google Drive or Excel. You have the address, you have the owner name, and you fill it out when you have contact and what the conversations are like, and you do everything that you can to reach out to every single one of those 1,000 properties. You knock on their door, you go knock on the 2 neighbors next to them, the 3 across the street to get the scoop. You send them direct mail. You call them. You try to find their social media profile and DM them. You will squeeze out 30 deals a year. You will. I'm just telling you. What other option do they have? They have no other option. They have to sell it for cash because it's not, those properties aren't financeable. And you don't just stop at, oh, the numbers are bad. Great. Put it into Skip Genie. Find everybody that they're related to and reach out. Just, guys, there is nothing stopping you from doing 25 to 30 deals a year. Nothing. Again, make sure that you're making the decision when you're at the bottom of this mountain. The top of the mountain is multiple 7-figure business. There's 3 paths to get there: direct to seller, direct to agent, or building a dispo company, selling other people's deals. It's 3 paths. Pick your path. You guys put in the chat what your path is. I'm curious to see what the mix is with the people that are on live. Take a second to just put in, are you direct to seller, direct to agent, or are you doing a dispo model? All of them are phenomenal. All of them will get you to the top of the mountain. Just depends on if you want to have a big marketing budget or a big team. Big marketing budget, big team. That's what I've learned. And guys, I've done it all. I have had big old teams. I had a brokerage that had like 90 agents that were out door knocking every single day just for listings, just for traditional listings. Came across some ugly houses. Those were sold to investors before I even knew what assignments were. JDR, how can I do 30 deals this year going direct to seller? I'm telling you right there, there's one path. Find 1,000 of the ugliest properties possible. Put them into a Google Drive. Become absolutely obsessed. Send them direct mail. Knock on their door. Give them a call. Put in your notes what they said. What are they going to do with the property? Who's living in there? What's happening with those? I am telling you, you will do 30 deals if you obsess with it. And that's what you do. You find their social media. How do you do that? Oh, wait, skip tracing gives you their email. Do you think that their emails are attached to their social media accounts? Probably. Can you send them a message? Oh, yeah. Can you give them a call? Oh, yeah. Can you go to the door? Oh, yeah. Can you send them some direct mail automatically through Deal Machine every month or 6 weeks? Oh, yeah. You can do it. That's actually with a small budget. You can do that with a really small budget. Let's say that 1,000 properties, let's say that it cost a buck a mailer to send to them. Set it up. Be obsessed. Talk to all of them. You don't think you can have a 3% success rate? Now, here's the heavy lifting. You have to go find the 1,000 ugliest properties. Now, with AI tools that Deal Machine has, they can help you out with that. They can do the satellite pictures. They can do the Google drive-by pictures to help you find that. It's pretty slick. And then you can just click a button and it'll automatically send them info. But here's the key. Make sure that you set up, get a phone number. We use CallRail. You can use your cell phone if you want. The problem is you're not going to know if these people are calling about your mailers. So you can get either another Google number or a CallRail number. You set it up so that when people call you, it says direct mail lead, driving for dollars lead, ugly house lead, and make sure that you answer those calls live. Drop everything when those calls come in, when those texts come in. Drop everything. Probably smart to have a website set up. You can get an easy one. You could build one yourself, pretty easy, at like Squarespace or whatever, but you can also go to carrot.com and set up a website so that maybe they go there just to verify that you're a real company. I would also register your company with the Better Business Bureau. I always thought that the Better Business Bureau was like a government agency. It's not. It's basically a marketing company. It's insane. You do you know that you can market on the Better Business Bureau? They're like a platform. So let's go back to your question. Let's go back to your question here, JDR. How can I do 30 deals this year while going direct to seller? Find the 1,000 ugliest houses. Do everything you possibly can to get a hold of the property owners. Keep really good notes on all of that. Get a website set up so that you look legit. If you're going to be putting marketing out there, you're going to want to look legit. They're going to want to see that you have a website. They're going to want to look you up. They're going to want to do those things and register with the BBB. Can everybody do this? Can everybody do this? Anybody doubt that they can do this? To elevate your family tree, your bloodline, if you want to go deep with it. I mean, imagine that. Since the time of Adam and Eve to all, like, think about the thousands of people that it took for you to be here. And none of them figured it out to give you that elevated status from a financial standpoint. Or maybe you are. Maybe you're just earning it yourself. Maybe your family's like, that's what my family did. We grew up kind of upper middle class, I would say. But I'm telling you, as soon as I got out of college, my dad was like, you need to get out of the house. I had a summer to figure out my life. He was like, you're out of here, bro. Like, go do your thing. You got your real estate license. You're doing this real estate thing. Go do it. Stop reading books. Stop listening to Tony Robbins all day. Stop listening to Earl Nightingale all day. Go take massive imperfect action. He didn't say that, but he's like, you're out of here. Get out of here. It wasn't like, here's a free house and here's $100,000 and here's this and that. I mean, I think just from a financial thermostat, it was set higher, but some of us guys, from the time you're born to 12, set your financial thermostat. And that is homegrown. That is something that you have to fight, and it's in your DNA. But this business, your DNA changes all the time. If you look it up, your DNA changes all the time. Why do you think people get cancer from smoking? It changes your DNA. Like, everything's changing your DNA all the time. It's not just set in stone. Go out there and find people to talk to every single day. That's why wear the same shirt for years. One, it's branding, and I think it's smart. But two, if you just talk to people, you win. 90% of everything that you want to accomplish financially just comes down to talking to more people. Talk to more people, make more offers. It's the only bottleneck you have in your business. I got 2,000 skip trace driving for dollars leads. Great. Pare it down. Find 1,000 of the ugliest. The ugliest. I am telling you, just terrible. Blight on the neighborhoods. Pare it down. Get super focused. Hand dial them. Reach out to them. Find a way to have a conversation with them. Be obsessed. I need to set up my website in BBB, though. I currently been working on building my Google reviews, and those definitely work and make your presence known. 1,000%. You got to get Google reviews after every deal. Every deal. Give them a little bonus. You got to get it before you close. Like the day before you close. After you close, they're gone. They're in the wind. They're missed. Good luck catching it. But you set up that, you're rock and rolling. Let's deep dive. So now you've got a solid lead. You've got their condition. You've got their timeline. You've got their motivation. You got their price. Oh, Luke just killed the whole thing. I was just about to go into the 7 steps of comping. Oh, the internet's lagging? Sweet. Well, once Luke gets back on here. Oh, there he is. He's back on. We'll go into the 7 steps here in just a second. Because listen, one of the skills here is deal or no deal, especially when you're getting started out. Okay. Whether you're going direct to agent or you're going direct to seller. And nobody put in what they're doing. Oh, direct to seller. Brandon did. Awesome. Direct to seller, all driving for dollars, and just got some lists from ListSource, handwritten mailers, and cold calling. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hustle season, baby. Hustle season. I love it. But deal or no deal. That's the toughest part when you're getting started out, because you're nervous. I was nervous. Everybody's nervous. I don't want to make an offer that I can't close. I don't want to make an offer and it's way too high, and it's going to be emotional for me to cancel this. The seller's going to be mad. They're going to threaten me. They're going to say that they're going to give me bad reviews. They're going to tell me they knew that I couldn't close it. All the stuff that just like tears at our momentum and our confidence. And so getting really good at comping is going to be a a really specific skill. And it's something that takes some time, but obviously I want you comping on the leads they have. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Boom. So the 7 steps of comping here, guys, take a picture of it. All right. Number 1 is location. Okay. You got to start in the neighborhood first, especially if it's like a master planned community where one builder built a bunch of houses. So they're going to have similar floor plans. They're going to be built with similar materials, and they're going to be similar in the way that they look, right? They're what is called the elevation, which I always thought that was weird. The elevation, it's basically the front of the house. If there's nothing there, then you go half mile. And then if you have to, a mile. Okay. But I would rather you time travel in the neighborhood first. And that's number 2 is the timeline. You want, especially in this market with as much turbulence as we have in the sales, 3 months, go back 90 days. Those are the best comps. What I look for is, okay, this is a nice house that sold in the neighborhood, like totally remodeled in the last 3 months. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, if there's nothing in that neighborhood, I'll go 6 months. And then I'll go a year if I need to. I want to time travel in that specific neighborhood. And guys, it's super easy to do. I'll go back to PropStream, but Deal Machine does the same thing. And if you're just going to get that tool to send out automatic mailers, just do that. It's a really smart strategy. But any of those tools, you can do that. Let me add this to the state. Oh, let me remove this for a second. Let me pull this up. We'll go here, share this tab instead. If you look at this house, what you want to do is you go to the actual profile. And what's really cool is they have this comparable and nearby listings. The best tab that they have, Deal Machine has this too. Absolutely. It's just my team's in Deal Machine a lot and I kick them out and they get mad. So I just go into PropStream. They're in PropStream too. Sometimes I kick them out of that. But you click this neighbors button and it's beautiful. See that map that shows up here? The map pulls all the ones in that neighborhood. It gets it real tight. And then what I do is I go to sale dates and I go to the most recent. So with this mobile home, I go, okay, look at this. Okay, this mobile home's trash, but let's look at some of these. Okay, we got one for $239,750. Similar square footage. Let's see if it's a similar year built. Okay, not bad. Mine's 1983. This one's 1988. This is a perfect comp that I want to look at. And then I go into here. I go to details. I pull this bad boy up. We'll share this tab instead. And I look at this house. And I go, okay, now we're talking. Now I know what is selling for $236,000. Look at this. Remodeled. Not really, just cleaned up. It's clean. So go, okay, this thing isn't even like updated. It's got popcorn ceilings. It's got some crazy Merlot colored cabinets. It's got white appliances. This is just nothing. This is dated. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, wait a second here. This thing is probably worth $250,000 if you make it nice, maybe $260,000. But I want to be conservative in a market like this. This one sold for what did it sell for? Sold for $239. Maybe $250, maybe push it to $260. This is why that other wholesaler is at $125. He'll sell it. It's at 50%. I mean, I'm telling you guys, these rules really work. And so let me add this back to it. There we go. So I'm looking within 3 months, then 6 months, then a year. Next is the age of the home. Okay, the age of the home. You want to be plus or minus 15 years. Now, let me give you a big tip here. Huge tip. If your property was built in the 1970s, just comp with properties built in the 1970s. I am telling you, the architects around the country in the 1970s were all on massive amounts of drugs. massive amounts of drugs because the floor plans are just absolutely bananas. And I will tell you, they did not age well. Sunken living rooms, sunken fireplace pits, tiny little rooms that were all chopped up, weird floor plans for the bedrooms. They weren't split floor plans where the master's on one side and the other bedrooms are on the other side. They're all clumped together. It's just weird. They're just weird. Okay. But the rest of the decades did pretty good. All right. So just as a tip, I'm just telling you, like these weird tri-level type things, not even like 3 stories, just tri-levels. Ugh, just disgusting. Nobody wants those houses. It's really tough to sell a bad floor plan, and it's really expensive to change a floor plan. All right. So plus or minus 15 years. The size, you want to be plus or minus 15%. Why? By the way, guys, this is all the appraiser rules. Appraisers use this when they are when they're coming up with a valuation, an appraisal valuation for the banks. Remember, appraisers are third parties hired by the banks to give them a valuation because they don't trust the market. They don't trust agents. They don't trust sellers. They want a third party to go in and find these things. They want 3 main comps that hit these targets: location, timeline, recently sold, age is plus or minus 15 years, size is plus or minus 15%. Next, this is huge, guys. You can only comp a 1-story with a 1-story. You can only comp a 2-story with a 2-story. You can only comp a 3-story with a 3-story. You can only comp multifamily with multifamily. You can only comp townhouses with townhouses. You can only comp condos with condos in that same building, typically. And you can only comp land with land. So make sure that you understand that. Next, what is the condition? We already went through that. And what is the potential? What will it sell for when it's absolutely beautiful? So you want to look for the highest comp. You want to look for the property that's sold for the most because it's up to today's standards. It's updated and upgraded to today's standards. So take a picture of it. Take a picture of it. If you're interested, joining the most successful wholesaling tribe, community, group of all time, coaching, mentorship, get surrounded by my actual Ryan, who you heard on the recording earlier. We have some rhinos in here. Jacob's a phenomenal one. Howard's incredible one. Just locked up 2 deals. I think he's making like 36,000 on them or more, or 42,000. I don't remember. I don't know if he's still in here. Wholesalinginc.com. Apply for a call. Talk to Zach. He's phenomenal. Let me see what Jacob was saying here. A PPL PPC tip. If you aren't the best fit and you recommend them to a realtor, ask for them to leave you a good review based on your conversation talking with them. Helps a lot. I'm at 32 5-star reviews. That's awesome, Jacob. Google 5-star reviews. Incredible. What up, Swole? Upgraded lifestyle is looking beefy. Looking like a rhino, baby. In a buyer's market right now, I only do 3 to 6 months max if I can't find anything or if the sold comps are high days on market plus 100 days. Not even really worth it unless the price is super juicy. PropStream is great. Indeed it is. Keep hitting that gym, bro. Looking thick. So that's it. That's your 7 steps to comping, guys. Location, timeline, age, size, floor plan. And then obviously the condition. How much is it going to take to get it up to today's standards? And then look at the comps. Maybe most of the comps in the area, the flippers aren't putting much into them because the price point is too low. They're not going bananas with the amount invested into these properties. They're just kind of cleaning it up. Oh, Christian asked a great question. Great picture. Handsome guy. Look at that. I love that. I wish I could pull off what is that, like a copper color jacket? Turtleneck? Woo! I tried pulling it off. I looked ridiculous. I tried at a Christmas party. Tried the suit jacket, turtleneck. I felt great. Looked at pictures later and I was like, man, you look like a rundown college professor, but you look good, Christian. Do you run an inspection before closing and giving an offer? No. I mean, listen, not before an offer. So I just use the principles that I broke down on the amount of repair costs. And you could do a lot of damage with $35 a square foot as a rule. Just $35 a square foot for a total cosmetic rehab. $50 if you're in those higher price markets. The median sale price is over 500,000, 600,000. You can go $50 a square foot, gets you pretty close. But if I'm going to close on a deal, Christian, I'm going to do a full-blown inspection. I'm going to know everything. I want the inspector to get in there. I want him crawling through the attic. I want him lifting up, lifting up all the loose tiles and all that stuff. I want him taking pictures, seeing if there's here and in a lot of areas, but here in Arizona, it's not if, but when you get termites, because most of the homes in Arizona are wood framed. But in Florida, you don't deal with that as much. Some of the areas that are more block homes, you don't deal with that as much. But you want to do a termite inspection. You want to look for anything that'll pop up in an inspection if you flip it to an end buyer, because they're going to bring in a full-blown, they're going to do a full-blown inspection, and then they're going to ask for everything. So I might as well just, hey, this is the inspection that I got done before. Here's all the things that we fixed, and it's all the things that were on the inspection. Give it to them, have it sitting there on the kitchen island or kitchen counter so they can flip through all that, see the transition that you did. It helps with the appraiser as well. If they're like, oh, they bought it for 200, now they're selling for 450, and you've got all the things, you got all the pictures of what it looked like before. You have the inspection of what it looked like, what was going on with it before, all the things that you invested into the property. All that stuff helps with flips for sure. But I hate flips. Oh, I hate flips. It sounds so sexy, and I get it. And there is a reward to driving by houses that you flipped and you're like, I did something good for that neighborhood. I put out a good house for a good family in that neighborhood. But man, you're going to get caught. Tide's going to go out. You're going to lose. You're going to lose on some of those deals. Not every hand, is an ace and a 10, ace and a king for a blackjack reference. Sometimes you're going to hit and you're going to bust and it's going to be bad. But I get it. Some people want to do fix and flips. I highly suggest if you're going to do fix and flips, you better have a partner that has a construction background or family members that came from construction or you grew up in construction. Those guys do the best. That is the only time that I will advocate for partnership in a real estate business. The only time is if one person's doing the wholesaling, one person's doing the flips, and the person doing the flips has a construction background. I had a partner, Dustin Monger, phenomenal guy, crushes it. Has some great Airbnbs, smart, handsome, great kids, wonderful wife. We separated in 2017 because I started coaching. And he's like, dude, if you're going to coach, I'm going to end up doing all the work here. Like, you're just going to abuse me. What's the point? And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so we split. And it was a solid split. We actually took our whole CRM and we had a VA randomly select half the leads to me, half the leads to him. I built up a team. He built up a team. He took some of our guys. I took some of the other guys. And it was great. It was great. But we did some flips. But his dad was a contractor. He grew up around contracting. He had family that were contractors. That Dustin could fix anything. He was one of those guys that had like those big benches, you know, that have a bunch of tools. I have one of those benches. My parents gave it to me for Christmas one year, and it's all disorganized. It's all crazy. I don't know what's in there. I don't have good tools. I don't know how to fix anything up, but he had it, you know, he had specific places that wrenches went, specific places that drill bits went. He had a bunch of Allen wrenches and all these things and sawzalls and all this stuff that, you know, real men have. I don't have any of that. I mean, I have those things. I don't know how to use them. I just kind of collect them over time. Or I walk through Home Depot and I'm like, yeah, I'll use that one day. I'm going to be a man. Something about walking into Home Depot makes you like a fix and flipper. I avoid it like the plague. I will try to never go to Home Depot unless I'm at the cabin, my log cabin that I have in Flagstaff, Arizona. I'll go in there. I'll tinker around with some stuff there, but I can't walk into Home Depot. Like my testosterone level goes up like 400 points. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to swing a hammer. I'm going to fix something. I'm going to buy some tools. End up doing nothing. There's something about the smell of Home Depot. Oh, it's just so good. It does. It makes you feel like I can do anything. I can fix anything. I'm going to be a great flipper. If you're just getting started out and you don't have a construction base, you don't have a background or a base in construction, avoid Home Depot. Avoid Home Depot. You're just going to get yourself into trouble. Okay. But I love if you don't have that construction background and you can wholesale, guys, I understand that there's 19 states now that have wholesale or assignment regulations where you either need a license or you have to disclose, or there's certain documents that you need to be signed, that need to be signed by the property owner. South Carolina is the only goofy one that you can't do assignments, but 49 states, you can do assignments if you follow the rules. It's the golden ticket. It is the golden ticket in real estate. It is the best thing ever. It is. I mean, holy cow. One conversation. Jesus is closing $50K deal, $55K deal. What'd he say? $55K deal. I have a student, Bridget, was on the support call on my support. I do support calls twice a week, Tuesdays and then Thursdays. Thursdays is our real nitty gritty accountability call where I really dig in, but Tuesdays more question and answer. But she's got 2 deals pending for like $200,000. $200,000. She started like 11 months ago. It was from 2 conversations. It's just 2 deals. I mean, wait, how else what business do you start that does that? Come on. Jacob knows. Jacob, have you dipped into Home Depot and your testosterone instantly goes up and you feel like you can be a flipper? Let me know. Anybody else feel like that? Oh, I know. I missed the intro too. I gotta figure out how we can do that intro. Oh, you know what happened, Vic? He started charging for it. So we had that intro music for forever, but it must have been popular on a lot of different channels because you had to like get a royalty or something. And I don't mind that. I just don't remember what it cost. There's something with PropStream. We're gonna have to figure that out. Luke, figure that out if you're on here. Luke, can you go into the can you jump on here and ask me why and tell me why we don't have that gangster opening song anymore? Oh, there he is. What up?
Yeah. So essentially the issue is that he started charging it and then he was copyright striking the videos. So we don't have it anymore.
Are we able to do it?
We would have to pay him a crazy amount of royalties. And
oh, really?
Yeah. We would have to split the revenue of everything.
It's a great song.
It's a good song.
It's a great song. What was the name of it? Do you remember?
Middle and End.
Middle and End.
Yeah, I think that's the band.
That's the artist.
Yeah.
Right. So relatable. Boom. Yeah, exactly.
Cheers,
dude. Luke, do you feel like your testosterone increases when you walk into Home Depot?
I worked in Home Depot for a minute.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't.
Mhm.
That's how
Mhm.
that's why you can grow a mustache and I can't. Probably.
Probably.
You work there.
Mhm.
Doesn't it make you feel like you could fix anything?
Oh, well, it gave me the best ideas. You see the craziest people in there,
Mhm.
just working, slinging hammers, buying hammers. I love it.
That's me. I have like the most pristine hammers. They don't get used.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you use them?
No. Thanks, brother.
Uh,
Brent, trying to decide what business to enter. Have you heard of surplus funds, helping homeowners that got their property foreclosed in retrieving the funds owed, or should I get into wholesaling? Yeah, Christian, I certainly have. So what happens is when people foreclose, and let's say they owed 100,000, but it got bid at auction for 140,000. Well, that 40,000 is called surplus funds, right? So it's more than what they owed after they pay tax, their property taxes, and whatever other liens off. If there's excess funds, it's really tough to get it from the government. So you have to go in, and there's a whole process, and you have to figure all that out. Yeah, I don't know enough about it to speak to it. All I know is I know of some people that have caught some lawsuits here locally, being the surplus fund people, because they, I guess, didn't disclose right or didn't explain the process right to the homeowners of going after the surplus funds. And so whatever. I mean, listen, you could catch a lawsuit doing anything, but it's interesting. I mean, you're just reaching out to the property owners, you're working through the channels and helping them get the surplus funds and then taking a percentage of it. I mean, okay. Hey, sure. I mean, if that's the business model you want to go with, try it out. You know, I just like getting deals from property owners. And I don't know how competitive the surplus funds business is from a, you know, I can't imagine there's a tremendous amount of people that have surplus funds. Maybe it's thousands in your market. I don't know. And people going after them or whatever else. I'm not sure. I think it's worth going down the rabbit hole. I'd probably ask ChatGPT, you know, if there's any legal requirements to do that, or if there's any issues doing that, like helping people do that, like going through that process. What I would ask is this, Christian, is there a coach that has a model that's already figured that out, that you can either buy their course or join their mentorship that can walk you through it? I'm sure there is. If people are doing it, I would find that out. One-on-one coaching. Yeah. How to scale a business just like yours. Yeah, for sure. Wholesalinginc.com. Wholesalinginc.com. So everybody there gets my phone number. And then we also have one-on-one Zooms set up with me and anybody that wants to jump in there on Mondays. And then we do support calls 11 times a week with we have direct to agent support calls. We have the, scaling your business support calls. We've got the mindset support calls. We've got my actual acquisition managers that are calling leads live, doing question and answers. What else do we have, Hondra? We have a ton of support calls, like 9 to 11 accountability calls. Yeah, we got you covered there. It's a smoking deal right now. I mean, literally, we'll get you in. I'm just, if you're coming in organically, we don't spend marketing on it. But if you're just coming in, we can hook up anybody. I think if it's a payment plan or just upfront, but it's stupid reasonable. So, yeah, I mean, I think with a coach or a mentor, it's your gut feeling, you know, but listen, you got to find your tribe. I mean, that's one is make the decision to do this business. 2 is find your tribe. 3 is do your first deal. 4 is go full-time, replace your current income, or scale, you know, get it to where you're making at least 6 figures. And then it's like 250,000 and then it's $1 million and scaling. So Technical trade degree, trader gee. Been doing wholesales in Atlanta for 2 to 3 years, have made a little over 200,000. All right. Give you one of these. Start of the year has been dry. And have only made 10K so far. I do direct to agent only. Do you think I should change it? You've been doing it. I don't think you change it up. I think you just maybe you need to make more offers on the MLS. I know offergun.com has a great tool for that. For making a bunch of offers. I think just with the slowdown of it taking longer for properties to sell in the market, it's a little bit tougher, right? And so maybe that's throwing you off, but you're already doing it. You've made 200K in 2 to 3 years. I think you just got to, again, more violence, more action, more contacts, offergun.com/TTP is our affiliate. And I think he hooks you up. I think he gives you a discount there. But listen, technical, you already know that model. I mean, I would stay in that model because to switch now, you're looking at 6 months. If you don't have a marketing budget to really start building some momentum. And so stay with the agents. I don't know what platforms you have to reach out to these agents, but make sure that you're reaching out to a lot of them and then maybe make some more offers on the MLS. And that's a great intro to that relationship. Awesome. Guys, great show today. I had a lot of fun. Hope you guys got a lot of value out of it. If you did, share this with your friends. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. If you are interested in joining the most successful group in wholesaling ever, it's not even close. Started in 2013, guys. Wholesaling Inc.'s been around since 2013. Go to wholesalinginc.com. I'd love to work with you guys personally. I'm not here next week. I am at Disney World. But the following week, we're going to have a banger show. So thanks for joining. Love you guys. Remember, protect your health, increase your value in the world, right? Oh, well, sorry. I missed it. 1, keep your house clean. Like seriously, you have to have a clean environment. Keep your house clean, protect your health, increase your value of the world. You'll live an unbelievable life. That's it for me. I'm Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP. Love you guys. Go get them. Oh.